All right, here he is, JSP, Jonathan Pearce, off another impressive victory, this time at UFC London over Makwan Amirkhani. Jonathan, how are you?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to have you back on the show, especially after another very impressive performance, beating a really tough guy in Americani. Everyone who follows the sport knows how durable, how well-rounded he is, and you got him out of there. So I just want to start with how pleased your team, your coaches are with your performance.
I think my team, my father, my dad's so proud. Like everywhere we go, he tells everybody. And but for me, I'm always striving perfection. I'm a perfectionist, and I always think I can do better than that. And just want to show the world what I can do every single time I get in there.
Well, you definitely impressed the higher ups in the UFC. You got a performance of the night bonus. Is that your first one in the UFC?
Yeah, that's my first one.
How does that feel? I mean, that's got to be nice, obviously on the pocketbook.
It's hit. It hasn't hit yet, but we'll see what I got after old Tex man visits me.
That's true. You planning on doing anything special with that money? Or are you just going to set it aside for a rainy day?
I want to get a house. I want to get to where I can settle down after all this. And, I think if you fight in the UFC, you should have a house and, a car paid for and all that stuff. So that's what I'm working towards right now.
That's fantastic, man. Very well deserved. Look, I want to ask, the game plan going into this one against Americani. Did you guys have a specific game plan, and how do you feel you executed that if you did?
Biggest thing was like, don't get put in that choke. All he really had was a left hook and a right hand and that skip knee. So I knew going into this that he wasn't going to be able to do a lot, and I wanted to show that when I went out there. And my biggest goal was to finish him in the second round, like I said I was going to in a lot of my interviews, and that's what I did. And the reason for that is because like Edson Barbosa didn't finish him, Shane Burgos didn't finish him, and Arnold Allen didn't finish him. And if you know where those guys are in the UFC, they're all above me in the top 10, top 15. So I wanted to put myself up there with those type of level guys, and let them know JSP's here now, boy.
So, I mean, do you think it's safe to say then that after this win, this is kind of like, I mean, everyone that watches the sport knows who you are anyways, but this is almost like your coming out party. Like, hey, I'm here, time to crack that top 15, top 10.
I still don't think people know who I am yet, and I think I still need a few more performances before I get into the top 15. Uh, you know, Two of my fights were short notice fights, and I had like I think two or three guys back out. So I feel like I would like a few more where the guys were training just solely for me and getting ready for me. But I don't think I don't think they're ready. I don't think any of them really got that in them, and we'll see.
I want to ask about that first round. You landed some big elbows that opened him up pretty badly, and obviously, you guys hit the ground, and he had that submission attempt. How much trouble were you in, if at all?
The only time I really felt in trouble is he hit that slam and it rocked me a little bit. But other than that, I was just trying to get that lawnmower started. I locked in on that head, and I was like, I heard him say he was going to win by first round decapitation. So I kind of took that to heart, and wanted to really let him know what I was all about when we got in the lights. And it was my first time fighting internationally in a different country. And all week long, that dude was like, like getting in my way and like trying to like big brother me and push me around. And I was like, all right, man. All right. Like we gonna see, we gonna find out, So I was just I was just really excited to lay into him, and I really wanted to hurt him, and I'm pretty sure I did. So that was like, I guess, my goal with that.
Did you get a chance to talk to him afterwards? And if so, what was that dialogue like?
I usually don't associate with any of my the people that I fight, because I associate with them like with fighting and fighting only. Uh, but I bowed to him in the cage. That it's not really on camera, but if you were there live, you could have seen it. And like, I'm a huge, uh, big on respect. This is a game of life, and you don't just swing on somebody when you're out there. And I feel like you always got to show your respect, you know.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, going into that round two, when you obviously got the finish, did you feel you did enough? Like you won round one going into the second stanza?
I think I did win round one, and then when I look back on the scorecards, I had it 10-9 me. And then if it would have went all the way out in the second round, it was 10-9 also for me. So
Yeah, well, clearly that's the right way to look at it. I feel like most people, and I was watching on Twitter, were saying that you got the first round, but there was a little bit of adversity, and it was kind of back and forth there. Run me through the finish, Jonathan. How you got him out of there? Obviously, you had him trapped up against the cage, and he just really couldn't defend himself properly.
I was just thinking, hit him as many times as you can. And I was a little razzled in there with all the crowd and stuff. So I didn't even know how close I had him to the finish, but I know I had him hurt the whole time, especially after I hit him like 50 times with that elbow. And yeah, I was just kind of just pressing forward until the ref pulled me off of him.
What was the whole experience fighting at UFC London like? I mean, the fans over there are kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, it was great. I love it. I loved it. They're big tea drinkers out here, but they ain't got that Tennessee sweet tea.
Well, you'll have to make sure to bring that next time in celebration of another win, hopefully. As far as just the preparations there, leading up to the fight, fight week, the travel and all of that, how different was that? Is it kind of a long flight to get you there?
It was a very long flight, and I think that added to the stress and the nerves, but I think I perform under pressure very well. And other than my slip up with lows on, and really just trying to redeem that every time I go back out there.
Would you like to fight in London again, or the UK whenever the UFC goes back out there?
Yes, I would. Maybe not my next fight. If they go back right back out there, I'd like to fight somewhere where the taxes aren't so high, like maybe Vegas or Tennessee for my fans, and kind of build my following and stuff like that.
Now, I don't know if you've watched the fight back or not, but Michael Bisping was doing his GSP impersonation, kind of like playing off of your nickname JSP. Did you get a chance to watch the fight back? And if so, what was your thoughts on his impression?
I watched it back, and I didn't like really catch on to his impersonation about GSP. I follow the sport a lot, but I don't really follow a single fighter like that, because as a fighter, I'm really focused on myself.
No, for sure. So as far as this weight class goes, 145 pounds, one of the deepest that the UFC has. Volkanovski just dismantled Max Holloway, and now he's talking about wanting to go up to 55. What do you think of that whole scenario at the top of the division? Do you feel like Volkanovski should stick around, or do you think he's proven himself now to go do and try and make get a second belt?
Honestly, I think don't go nowhere, buddy, because I'm coming. And he ain't fought none of the younger guys. Like, he ain't fought no Arnold Allen. He ain't fought no one like me. He ain't fought Bryce Mitchell. And I think it's going to be more of a wrestler that takes him out. He's pretty fast on his feet, and because he is a smaller guy, so he's got a good in and out movement. But you saw how much he struggled with what's his name?
Brian Ortega.
He got him in the Brian Ortega.
Yeah. So do you feel like Volkanovski clearly still has some work to do at 45? You're saying he should stick around?
I think he can go up to 55 and challenge himself some more. But I mean, like, when he comes back down to 45, he's got some guys with a target on his back, and I'm definitely one of them. I don't think I'm in a position where I can say like, oh, I want him next, or wait till I get there, because he might be washed up by the time I get there. You never know. But that's a tough one right there. You know what I mean? But my honest opinion is he's fought a lot of older dudes that has a lot of miles on them, and I think when they get broken a little bit easier, and their mental game isn't as strong because they've been through all them wars. And I think us younger guys, like, we've never touched gold or even been close, and we're really hungry JV fighters trying to get up to that varsity position, and we're ready to rip your head off for it. So I don't think he's experienced that yet.
And you're on a 4-fight win streak now, so things are looking very good for you. You said earlier in the interview that you feel like you're still a few fights away, maybe from cracking that top 15, top 10. But I have to imagine you're going to get more of a marquee name, even so, with your next fight. Is there anybody that you think makes sense that the UFC could match you up with next?
I like that Bill Algeo guy. I think there's a couple other ones that are lower in the ranks that I still think would give me a good fight. But like, if you're a striker, you're not gonna be able to wrestle with me. If you're a wrestler, you're not gonna be able to strike with me. If you're a jiu-jitsu guy, I'm just gonna walk all over you. So it's a it's a weird sport. It's hard to have all three, the trifecta. So I think that's kind of how I look at it.
Okay. And as far as the time frame goes, are you hoping to jump back in there soon, or do you want to get more of like a full length camp and maybe stretch it out to later this year?
Uh, I would like I already hit my manager up today. Like, I hate sitting on the sidelines. I'm one that always want to work. I'm probably the hardest worker always anywhere I go, and I really strive to do that all the time. And I just want to be as active as I can and get my name out there. Really.
I know the UFC is heading back to Abu Dhabi in a couple of months now. Is that something that interests you to go over there?
Yeah, but I think after doing this international fight, I'm still green. So I think for me, I need to do like a more local fight, maybe one in the States, and then we'll go back out again. Because like, when you got in those other states, the taxes do hit you hard, and it's more my wallet talking there. But the other side says I'll fight anybody, anywhere, any place, like any weight. I don't care. That's why I'm in the UFC. Um, you know.
Okay. One other question I wanted to ask you about the top of the division right now is we saw what happened with Yair and Ortega, that unfortunate injury. There's a lot of people that feel like Josh Emmett should get the next title shot. Some people feel like it's Rodriguez. Who do you think should get the next shot at Volkanovski if he is defending his belt?
Arnold Allen, dude, what are you waiting on? You are a stud. Just go do it. I don't think you need any more experience. I think you're good enough to go out there and beat him. I hope you watch this, and I hope like, I got a lot of respect for him, and then also Evil. I think those two guys are something to reckon with.
All right, man. Well, I can't wait to see what's next for you in the division. It's always must see TV when Jonathan JSP Pearce gets in there and competes. Great talking with you again. Before I do let you go, I want to give you the floor. Please tell people where they can follow you on social media. And if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Go follow me on JSP MMA on Instagram. I'm verified. That's really the big one I'm pushing right now. And I just want to thank everybody in my camp at Fight Ready. All y'all have been a part of the process. I couldn't have done it without any of you all. I want to thank all my coaches, Eddie Cha, Santino, and anybody else out there that supported me, and mainly my family. They've always stuck with me by my side, even through when I broke my jaw, and then kept doing this. So without my family, I won't be able to do this.